Madhu, again, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Let's start with the first question because I did a little bit of research, and what you're wearing right now is a slogan T-shirt. I'm a farmer of poets. I know what it means. A little bit of context should be anything. Tell us a little bit more.
So as you referred, my T-shirt says I'm a farmer of poetry rather than saying I'm a poet, because poet, it's not a profession, and Jack Gilbert put it very well that he's not a professional poet. Poetry is not a business for him. It is more of he's a farmer, like he farms poetry. So I think I have given the Indian context that we have such a beautiful, from Sosotham here to Tiruvallur's, to given how many languages we have, the diversity, I mean, all this poetry. So I think we should be the ones farming poetry actually, like so many languages, so many ways to write. So that's how the language of poetry, like I love the idea that I'm a farmer of poetry.
Nice. Well, I might steal that someday. Well, speaking of performance, how do you use performance poetry, as a tool to advocate human and environmental rights?
For me, what matters is documenting cultures through poetry. I think poetry, I love the fact that poetry should be able to do something beyond the page. It's beautiful on a page. It kind of speaks to individuals, but given a social cause, can it move like how children document their own cultures? Can they do it through poetry? Can they talk about environment, the sacred grove that we have? Can they write more about the sacred grove? The world knows so little about the sacred grove. Can we do that more? So that is the idea of documenting through environment, because we are losing out on languages, we are losing out on traditions. I'm really happy that the festival has put up a folklore space, and that's a lovely initiative as well. Yeah.
Coming to your writing, how would you define it?
I think I'm a people's poet. And my poetry has always spoken to the people. And like to give you an example, the poem Artist itself traveled worldwide, and it's been played in various countries, and I have performed in jazz on it in Pittsburgh. So I believe that poetry has to be really, it's a people's thing, and especially in a country like in India, farmers have poetry. Everyone, the boatmen have poetry, the rivermen have poetry, the traditional knowledge holders have poetry. So I think we are a country of really a lot of poetry, and it should be a part of the people's lives.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Make Me Some Love to Eat. I'll let you do the talking.
It was my first collection, and there were very kind of poems. I wanted to look at love very differently, and that's how the poems happened actually. And let's say that, and there would be romantic poetry like, I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in religion, yet every night I set out on a pilgrimage on a train of kisses from your forehead to your toe. So it's like you are my religion, and those experimenting a little bit with love and affection, erotic, everything put together. That was it. Yeah.
Wow. So you also founded Poetry Couture, and then I want you to talk to us a little bit about it, because I like the concepts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did you start?
So I think my friend Sangha also, who teaches in Mutton Christ University here, he also holds, we love the idea that young people write more, speak more about poetry, celebrate more. Poetry is not something you put off on a bookshelf. For us, that has been the idea, and I think I really like the idea. And when I say that, I believe that more and more people, so that was the idea of Poetry Couture, that it should be in fashion, it should be more of like, people should come together, read and celebrate and share the work. In that process, there'll be a lot of learning. So,
and it just didn't end there. You also started your nature poetry walk in Assam. Imagine we have something similar here.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. I would love to do nature poetry walks in Shillong. Is somebody listening? But because the idea is that you kind of take a few pages you love. It could be by anybody. It could be a Khasi poet. It could be Avner Pariyat. It could be anybody. Just take a bit of poem, and then we go walk into nature, sit in solace and silence, and share each other's works. And it could be Neruda's work. It should be Tagore's work. Anybody in the face of history. So yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
like I said, I really like the concept.
Yeah.
You know what? One book other than your own
Yeah.
that you suggest the readers to read, and why?
Oh wow! Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm just thinking there's so many of them.
Right.
I mean, I have to go with is Hindi okay? But yeah, okay. What was I reading recently? I think I just bought King Farm's book, and I would love to read it. It's called The Distaste of the Earth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read. So I think it's a process. I'm saying because I dabble in Hindi, I read a lot of Hindi poetry, and I listen to a lot of Urdu poetry and English, of course. I mean, you can find me anywhere reading between the beat poets to Kabir, to Rumi, to Tagore, to like me and my partner would just sit over tea and read Tagore to each other. So it's that kind of. So it's what the evening brings to you, probably. Yeah.
Since you're a poet and a writer, I want to hear it from you. What do you think of the reading culture in the 21st century?
Well, that's a brilliant question because is reading obsolete? Will it get obsolete? No, absolutely not. People who will be reading, but at the same time, the idea that should reading be generated through more mediums? Can the interest be generated through more mediums? I'm sure you never heard of me or read my poetry before today, but now that you've met me, maybe something inquisitive might happen. You might start, and that might be a segue to get into more poetry. So we start, because I do a lot of poetry workshops. I tell children to know what not to read. Because that is important, because it's like making friends. We won't be friends with everybody at the festival. We'll be having 10 friends. That doesn't make us a bad person. We are good to everybody. But do we have enough friends? No, we are going to pick up people, oh, you're not my type. Or you pick up, because you have to look at books like that. So you pick up a book and then read the first page, 10 page, random pages, or random poems. You're like, you kind of speak to me like a friend. Oh, I'm going to read this. So yeah, I think that, so with Insta and all this spoken word going around, I think that's a good thing. A lot of everything should go on. Yeah.
So, you know what, since we're here at a literary setting, if you're not signing books, if you're not on a panel, if you're not doing interviews, what do you normally like to do when you visit literary festivals?
Oh, when I'm visiting literary festivals, I love taking cues from sessions. I love Jerry's session yesterday. I love Shobha De's session. I love the session on where Streamlet Dakar was moderating. So yeah, I just listen to people. I like to know how they think and celebrate their work as well. Yeah.
So, before I let you go, would you be kind enough to read a few lines from your poetry, just exclusively for our listening pleasure?
Oh, sure. Why not? So I was. Let me recite a poem.
Yeah.
The poem. If you want to know the power of poetry, which I read on stage, it is called Artist, and it's a 10-line poem. And at times, you get to see the power of poetry in your lifetime. So this poem goes like this: Artist. I don't mind being the non-essential. Even a child takes its mother for granted. It does not run back to its mother until it is hurt. Nobody first thinks of water when they arrive at an exquisite dinner party until they are choking. I don't mind being the non-essential, knowing you will come looking when things are broken and nothing else works. Art is non-essential until it is not. So art is non-essential, it looks like, but you don't wake up every day and feel your backbone. It's there. It's there with you, but you don't feel it every day. Art is like that. It's the backbone of the society. So maybe once in a while you should feel it, yeah.
I could listen to you all day long if I had my way, but unfortunately. But again, I said that was the last question. I still want to one more question, if you will. What's next for Madhu Raghavendra? Is there any book coming up soon? Anything in the pipeline?
I think I was writing something around the constant missing in our lives, about when we are in winter, missing summer, when we are summer, missing winter, when you're having ice cream, you want to have something spicy. And I'm like, oh, this is a quest, endless quest. And so I was thinking, it was around infinite. So the book was called something around infinite, and the idea of how this universe is always yearning for something. That's
Mr. Raghavendra, it's been an absolute joy.
Thank you. Same
Very
here.
insightful. Thank you so
Same
much
here.
for your time.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
the remaining sessions.
Thank
here
you.
and tomorrow.
Lots of love to the festival.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.